into tomorrow's race?
Yeah, we just got to be a little tighter. I feel like our balance as of late, we've just been trying to find the turn in our car and keep it good on the long run. So I feel like this weekend we have a lot of those characteristics. Feel really good about it. So a lot of tough competitors. Everyone's really close and a lot of great cars. So we just got to dial in our balance a little bit, and we'll be good.
Obviously, your teammates got a pretty busy weekend. Now we're going to go back to Indy for the Indy 500. Have you been tuned in as much as you can to see what's going on? What are your thoughts and comments?
Yeah, I love it. I'm just admiring what he's able to do, and obviously not surprised. I think it was Dale Jr. said this. Not surprised, but impressed for sure. So I feel like he just picks it up so naturally, and I would love to pursue that path one day, but it's cool to watch him do it and just see how it's all going. I wasn't able to watch the Friday practice. I didn't know when it was on. I follow all NASCAR Twitter, so I don't follow any IndyCar guys, but so I wasn't able to really figure out when practice was on, but it seems like it went well, and I'm excited to watch him.
He's also had a pretty big schedule, a busy schedule. Alex Bowman kind of said he saw him in the bathroom and chatted for him for a minute. Have you had a chance to talk to him while he's been here this weekend?
I mean, just talked to him at not intros, but on the grid last week. We talked a little bit before the All-Star race and just cutting up and talking about what his experiences are, and yeah, I mean, I texted with him a little bit here and there about other stuff, and then just kind of watching from afar. So I'm sure he's really busy, it looks like. So it's a tough challenge. I mean, I think with the weather situation and everything, that would definitely bother me, but I think he handles it well.
Not the pole, but pretty good rebound after spinning at the opening of practice, right?
Yeah, no, it's good to kind of clear the brain and go out there and put a good lap down. And I knew our car was really good, and I knew we were just a little too loose there in practice. It was kind of fired off there, put a really good lap down, but felt pretty free and moved up and spun there. So no harm, no foul. Just kind of was able to have a nice spin in the middle of the track and not hit anything and not lock down the brakes, and flatten the tires. So that's the hardest thing to tell your brain, is just not to touch the brake pedal. But yeah, it was fun.
Did it just snap loose?
It didn't really snap. It just was, I was free kind of before the bumps, and then I got kind of in the bumps and just started to kind of come around. And if it was, I'm glad I didn't overcorrect. I just kind of let it come around, knowing it's practice and all those things. So hopefully we get tightened up a little bit. We did there in qualifying and seemed fine, so it was all good.
Car better than driver, just like most Saturdays. Always got a good car. It's just, I just don't do a good job on Saturdays. Sundays is where I make the money. So it's just frustrating. I can't quite figure out the qualifying.
I'm asking guys, after the $75,000 fine, does that stick in the back of your head, or do you think it sticks in the back of these guys' heads? Hey, is it worth it to escalate?
I think in the heat of the moment, I think money doesn't matter. I think you just care about making a point at that point. So it doesn't stick in the back of my mind. I wouldn't treat post-race confrontations or altercations any different than I would before.
On the flip side, with the lack of any finding, with $0, would it make things escalate more quickly in less severe situations?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I think, I hear NASCAR getting a lot of flack about being inconsistent, but you also would say that they have been consistent, and when things are heat of the moment, they typically let things go a little bit. When you've had time to premeditate, I think that they come down a little more severely. But still, it's kind of unprecedented from a number standpoint.
Denny, also going back to last week, with the option tire, would you like to see them run again, but not require the field to start in the same set at the beginning?
Yeah, I think certainly you can go to a lot of tracks. I like an idea of an option tire everywhere. You have an option intermediate, an option short track, and just we will figure out when to run it, and that typically will lead to more passing throughout the race for sure.
Discuss it all with your team guys, just what to do to fight it. Do you guys use what happened on Sunday as a teaching moment or any sort of instruction? How do you want your guys to handle it?
we didn't address it. We're all just watching it through, from afar like everyone else is, but nobody on our team addressed it for sure.
Do you think the $75,000 is appropriate for somebody who's, if it's not in the heat at the moment, per se?
I don't know if it's appropriate or not. Not really sure. Again, I don't know all the histories of, when we've had physical altercations in the past and what has been the precedent which they've set in the past. So I can't really speak to whether it's in line or out of line because I just don't know what the precedent is.
Denny, it seems like for some drivers the confusion or the frustration is you fine us, but then you promote it. So where do you fall on? Is there a difference between what NASCAR does versus what their social and their website does in promoting it?
Yeah, I mean that's been going on for a really long time. I mean, I think that there's certainly been things that they quietly like to root for, but publicly they have to do something different because they don't want it to get out of hand. I don't know how much more it really gets out of hand. Certainly, I think that with that dollar fine, you're certainly going to have people think that I don't want that, so you might not get what you probably are hoping for if you're NASCAR. So it might hurt a little bit in that instance, but I think that they're okay with general altercations. But I think typically, just speaking, it was the amount of time that elapsed between the incident and when it happened that got them off guard.
We took a tour of 2311 this week, and I'm just, after finally seeing it from inside out, just curious, is it everything you thought it would be?
Yeah, it was, for sure. I mean, certainly you see it in renders and you think, well, surely it's not going to look that way, but the team, the building team, the design team did such a great job with making sure it was exactly the way that that I wanted it in certain spots, and that was it was cool to see it all come together. It's old news for me. I've been in there for 4 months now, or 5 months now, so it's kind of like an old shoe, but it is still exciting to see other people there.
Wheeler was impressed by the fact that you and Jordan went there and hung the plants up in the break room. I mean, your personal touches certainly were felt.
Yeah, I mean, I just I just wanted to do it myself. We were trying to get some sort of kind of live feel in the cafe and just couldn't quite figure out what to do. And then me and Jordan found something that was, what we wanted. And so we just went and did it ourselves. But, it was the off season. I mean, I spent the entire off season there every day for 6 to 8 hours, helping out and doing whatever I could to get this thing finished. But once the season started, I kind of locked into being the driver. So, and that's been typically how I've been an owner with 2311, is that I spend an enormous amount of time there in the off season, trying to help in any way I can, help with processes, things like that. But then once the season gets in, I got to let them do themselves and certainly learn and grow by themselves. But I try to mentor them anytime that I can, give them some direction. But certainly I am way more hands-on in the off-season than I am during the season.
Denny, how closely, if at all, have you been following Larson's double attempt, and will you be paying attention at all tomorrow morning?
Yeah, I certainly will, for sure. I mean, I'm interested, just like all of you guys are. I'm a fan of his tomorrow until 6 p.m. And then I'll switch and be his rival. So it's just we're rooting for him. Certainly, you'd be hard pressed for any of these Cup drivers to not be rooting for him, because he's representing us in NASCAR tomorrow. So hopefully he has a great run.
How long should they wait to start the race if he's delayed a little?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, certainly, again, it's a big deal for all involved. As long as it's not too much, I think it's, I'm fine with whatever.
How much would be too much?
That's a good question. Geez, I don't know. It's hard to say because we've had 6-hour races here that don't end till 1 in the morning or something crazy. So I don't know. I mean, we have a lot of fans here waiting to a lot of them are probably coming to watch him. So it's just a double-edged sword of how long is too long. But I wouldn't see anything past 30 minutes or so like that. I think you're starting to kind of mess with TV and stuff. And that's I better not see you in the headlines saying Denny's anything beyond 30 minutes is egregious. So that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I don't know, but it seems like would be fine.
What are your thoughts on Iowa Speedway? Once it was a long short track, then completely off the NASCAR schedule altogether, and now it's back and it's got a Cup Series day. And it's kind of been resurrected, if you will.
Yeah. Dale Jr. actually texted me this week and says, "Have you seen Iowa Speedway's repave?" And I said, "I have not. How about you enlighten me?" And it is interesting to say the least. So it's going to have some Pocono grip strip vibes in many of the corners. So generally speaking, though, it's great to be in Iowa. I think the fans are going to come out in big numbers there. It's one that we were wanting on the schedule for a really long time, but certainly it seems like Ben and that team is starting to mix things up and venture to some of these tracks that we probably should have been to a long time ago.
When it was kind of dormant there, did you kind of think it was gone? Tracks don't come back like this.
Yeah, I didn't put a whole lot of thought into it, but it seems like, there's an opportunity to bring a lot of tracks back. I think Chicagoland, especially with the next gen, is one that absolutely needs to be back on our schedule. Is it going to be?
We can talk later.
All right.
Danny, when you started planning,
I felt like I haven't been in a plane in a long time, but no, it's definitely nice. For me personally, this is probably the coolest weekend of the year. Memorial Day weekend, to be able to remember all the men and women that have done the ultimate sacrifice, and also the people that are actually serving at this moment. So it's very special. Also, most of the time I get to have my family here for this weekend, so it's always a fun weekend for me.
Daniel, we were talking to Andres Perez earlier this week, and he mentioned you specifically in terms of drivers who he's going to have helped him adjust to racing in America. He's making his truck debut at Gateway next week. Can you talk a little bit about how you worked with him and how you assess his abilities as a driver?
Yeah. I think Andres is doing a great job. Definitely learning a lot and growing a lot. Not just on the racetrack, but also outside the racetrack. I'm very happy to see him make the next step. I think the step that he's about to do is probably the biggest step in the transition of series that he has run in the past. Like from Mexico to ARCA, that's a good step. But from ARCA to trucks, it's a big step when it comes to competition and the quality of the driver, the quality of the trucks. I think Andres is gonna do great.
What kind of advice have you given him from the U.S. to Mexico and compete?
Just to try to surround himself with good people. I think the biggest disadvantage that we have coming from Mexico is that we don't really know anyone. We don't know who is good, who is not, and things like that. So surround yourself with good people and trying to learn as much as possible. Not because you're winning in Mexico, that means that you're going to be winning here. So be humble and trying to learn as much as possible.
Daniel, Sonoma's coming up, coming weeks. It's obviously a track of emphasis for you with your success you've had there. The repave, we were talking to Alex Bowman yesterday, and he's one of the few people that got the test there. And he said there's going to be like a 4-second difference. How much of a difference do you think that's going to make? If you haven't been there yet, so you don't know what to expect, but the fact that that's kind of the information they already have.
Alex Bowman was testing there?
I think it was one for tires, I believe so.
How do you know he was there? I thought Ross was there, but I don't know.
Hold on. I can't remember off the top of my head, but if there's going to be
Ross
maybe Ross.
Okay. I was like, damn it. Somebody else was testing there. I didn't know.
Shane did wheel force.
Yeah, Shane did the wheel force, sir. That's what we were doing. Shane. Yeah. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to go see it. I think Shane definitely is the best driver I can think to drive the car in a wheel force car, in a wheel force car, to be able to get us some good data. Obviously, he's not going to be in the race. That's why he was able to do that test. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I think the Old Sonoma was amazing. Now it's repaved, and hopefully it's even better.
They may have already asked, but you tweeted about being angry about the Stenhouse fine, or felt like it was inappropriate. I'm curious why you felt it was inappropriate.
I mean, I just think that it's very important to to show emotions and to show personalities. You know, we have had several conversations with many people at NASCAR in all different levels, and the fans want to see personalities. They want to see emotions. They want to see who is Daniel Suarez, who is Ricky Stenhouse, who is Chase Elliott, who are all these people. Because, you know, in my mind, if we go on this route, eventually every single driver is going to be acting exactly the same because we can show anything. So I don't think it's a good thing for the long run. But that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. But that's one thing. And the other thing is that I felt like it was a little bit excessive.
Daniel, how do you think qualifying has evolved since you've been in the Cup Series? Obviously, when you first came in, and the timing and how it was done was vastly different compared to now, where you kind of have to unload the speed because you don't have a lot of time in practice to make adjustments. How do you think it has evolved in regards to how you execute weekends and trying to get pit stall selection and everything comes with it?
Yeah, so I think qualifying is extremely important, you know. Pit stop selection, that's a big deal. Track position nowadays is super important as well. So, but yeah, to your point, you know, like if my car is fast, unloading from practice, I'm gonna be fast that weekend. But if my car is slow, it's gonna take me probably all day today, half a day tomorrow to make it better. So it's very important to unload good.
Daniel, it was reported this week that you are close to an extension with Trackhouse. Obviously, I know you can't probably confirm or deny that, but at the same time, are you concerned at all, or are you, obviously with the win in Atlanta, preparing for the playoffs and let everything take care of itself?
I'm very concerned. I hope I can sleep tonight. No, we're good. We're in good shape.
All right.
Steven Stumpf of Frontstretch.com here. Come back for more great racing videos, and if you like us, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.